What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and we got Aaron on the show once again.
And I am Aaron Sorensen. Sorry, I thought I was introducing myself.
It's
My
all
bad.
good.
Had it prepped, let it
Worked out.
fire. Great.
NBA playoffs, first round. Let's talk about it. We had a big game last
Dive
night,
in.
big series, as the three-seeded Portland Trailblazers shocked the Thunder in 5 games, including Damian Lillard hitting about a 40-footer. I think it was 37 foot, a huge shot, game winner to end OKC's playoff run. Aaron, what did you think when you saw that shot?
Alex, I was watching it live. I was down in the
Uh,
gym, just riding the bike, and honestly, it was just crazy. From like they got, OKC. That's the thing. They were scoring at the end, but the 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes.
can't do
You
that.
can't, you
Yeah.
can't do it. But when that shot, when Damian, they got the ball, 14 seconds left, he brought it down, and really, you saw five. It hit five, and I think Paul George was on him on the
hmm
outside, I believe. And he closes the distance, and because he knows it's 5 seconds, he's not making it to the basket. The defense kind of a situation. They set a blockade up, and that's when you realize you're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna have to pull it from there. Like, no, that's
That's
don't
too
take that
deep.
shot. But then
Yeah.
way too deep. But then he bounced back, and he actually, that's as open as that shot going to be. And oh my gosh, that is one of the ballsiest
Yeah.
shots I think I've seen someone take at the end of a
To end
game.
a team's
Like
playoff
it's,
run, like to eliminate a team,
uh,
he hits that shot, and I couldn't believe that he stepped back. Like I've never seen someone hit a shot like that far back on a step back. Um,
oh right,
and how do you can't guard that shot. You really can't. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna play him tight that far out? No way, because he's going around you every time. Um, That's the
yeah.
problem with
I
Steph
mean,
Curry and these guys is that you're not defending him all the way out there. So you're playing the percentages. You're like, hey, that's a tough shot. If he makes it, he makes it. And when you actually are making that shot, like this isn't a fluke that Lillard just made one of these. He's been making these deep threes, these real deep threes all playoffs long.
oh, most definitely. That's the thing. If that shot surprises people, it should. It always is going to be in that situation. But if that surprises people that Damian Lillard can
Yeah,
make that, go back and watch most games. That guy has been pushing back the line as much as anybody. Yeah. That's Steph Curry area, but Damian Lillard, I think, is the only other guy I can think of besides
yeah.
Steph that can consistently pull from
Yeah, I
back there
mean,
and
I
hit.
would put possibly Jamal Crawford or Lou Williams in that, but we don't see it anywhere near
Uh-huh.
what Damian Lillard was doing. And I think Lillard was doing that more than Steph Curry. I don't think I've seen Steph shooting from that far back consistently.
Yeah, and I just love the way Damian
Yeah,
did it. Makes the shot, no big thing, waves at him goodbye. And can I read something from Damian Lillard's
yeah.
Instagram here? Because you know me, I'm on the gram
Yeah,
24/7,
just,
Alex. No, this is just on some Portland site, but I thought it was just funny. Damian Lillard, like pretty soon afterwards, quotes The Art of War, a quite it's a very old, very famous, I believe, Chinese war
hmm
book that this is considered like a proverb. It is it is the unemotional, reserved, calm, detached warrior who wins, not the hothead seeking vengeance, and not the ambitious seeker of fortune.
yeah.
Sun Tzu, an excerpt from The Art of War. Dude, Damian Lillard just going deep on him? Who, like, people talk trash on all this, but who quotes The Art of
Yeah,
War?
Damian Lillard had a bunch of
Somebody,
good
an
quotes.
old Chinese
Yeah,
word.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was also saying he was like, um, here's another one. If I can get this thing to pull up. that Damian was talking about the difference between him and Russell being like Russell's so in your face, trash talking, trying to get under your skin, and Lillard's like, I'm not gonna let it affect me. I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm just gonna let my game do the talking.
Yep. Yep. Now, what do you think about this, Alex? That it's crazy. You look at the last 3 years, Russell Westbrook, a triple
Mm-hmm.
double every season, incredible games, an incredible athlete, incredible player, not getting injured. But I mean, he's had Kevin Durant. You've had Paul George in an MVP season with a great ensemble behind you. What is it that makes the OKC buckle like this? I mean, they do it pretty
I think
consistently. I mean, not saying that. I mean, they make it far. I mean, that's a great team. But like, you look at them and you always think that could be a championship
Well,
team.
I think they're built the wrong way, and I think they're maybe they should figure this out sooner than later. But I think that you build around Russell Westbrook the same way you build around LeBron, and that's that you surround him with shooters. Because when he attacks the lane and does his thing, he needs to be able to kick out like he has been doing this whole series, but those guys just aren't hitting the shots. He's not surrounded by shooters. Paul George shot um I got the numbers here. Paul George shot 32% from 3 for the series. Uh Westbrook
Ish.
shot 32% from 3 and Dennis Schroeder, the third most attempts from 3, shot 30%. So nobody
Wow.
was hitting the three ball, and especially in today's style of game, um, I think it's
You
all
have to.
about shooters, and you have to surround yourself with shooters. And OKC just didn't have it. They're built more to play defense,
Hmm.
and they've got big guys and star potential, but it's obviously not working.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like they did have shooters. I mean, Paul George is one of the best shooters in
I
the
don't
league. Dennis Schroeder can
I don't
score.
want.
I mean, you
I'm
got the
talking like
Morris.
I want to surround Westbrook with guys like Kyle Korver, with guys like
Okay.
I mean I don't know guys like Eric Gordon in Houston. Who are some
Yeah.
big?
Yeah. Really, really doesn't have nearly any of them. I mean, they are kind of built to get down low and
Yeah,
bang.
and
But
they weren't doing that consistently. I think the one game that they did get down low and be aggressive was like game 3 when they won.
yeah, yeah, and that's about it. It's man, it's just sad because you see guys like that just having such good
Well,
seasons,
check this stat
and
out.
then
I think it's because of their lack of three-point shooting that they go through streaks of not being able to hit shots. In game 1, OKC blew a 10-point first half lead. Um, or no, that was in
okay,
game 2. They blew a 10-point first half lead and lost by 20, and they were tied at halftime. Game
mm,
3, they blow a 16-point lead at home, only to rally and win by 12. Um, they
mm-hmm,
blow these leads. You look at game 5, they were in it. They had the lead late and they blew it. Here came Portland
yeah,
rallying.
yeah, they were up by 15, I think, in the
You can't blow
fourth.
leads like that and expect to win a series.
No,
So,
yeah, that is totally
would
true.
you
And here's
go?
here's
Would
what was
you
that?
or go ahead?
I was just going to say another thing, kind of just following that up. You were saying how they were shooting, and I looked up something else, because I was like, man, they were 23rd in the league for assists. And I mean, if you are just playing ISO
Yeah,
like that, and you can't work around, I don't care what anybody says, they say it's a hero league now. You look at the best teams, and they're all the best ball. They share the ball better than anybody else. Houston, Golden State, um, Denver, everybody, the Bucks. I mean, a lot of people can score on that. But if when you only have that and you aren't dishing stuff, you can lock down those guys and make them shoot numbers like
yeah,
that. And because these other guys, just okay, let them score, do it. If these guys aren't scoring, you're losing.
yeah. Honestly, percentage wise, you know who the Thunder best 3-point shooter was in that series? Power
Who?
forward Jerry and Grant or Jeremy Grant.
Well, I've always I've always said he carries the team.
So, and then I think it's like
Jeez.
you get down to the end, and they try to play hero ball, I think. Westbrook and Paul George try to do it on their own. And I
Yep.
don't see a lot of team chemistry because if you're gonna keep blowing these leads, and it just seems like Portland closed out better.
Yep. They did. Portland's a better overall team. And there was something I I mean OKC should have, but definitely I feel like especially at the end of the season, you saw Portland. They were locking
Yeah.
in. I think they were performing different. They were performing at a better team spirit. And OKC, you're coming in with a flat tire like that. You got to either turn it around or you're just going to
Well,
keep playing
talk
like
about a
that.
flat tire. Portland comes in off of the Nurkic injury, and no
Yes.
Nurkic, no problem. Portland has been 11-3 since the injury.
Wow. Well, it's always nice when you got a big Enos Cantor
Yeah,
back
and he
there.
was big. He averaged 13 and 10 for the series, and in game one, I think he had
Hmm.
20 and 18, including a clutch layup.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
So,
And I mean, you got Seth Curry playing better. I mean, that's the thing. I think Portland could be very overlooked and could get very
I
dangerous.
agree. I was just going to ask you,
Yeah.
how far can this Blazers team go? They're going to take on the winner of Denver San Antonio. The Nuggets are up 3-2. You think Portland can beat either of
I,
them and go to the conference finals?
I 100%. I think it's totally on those other teams, who could beat them. I think Portland would absolutely, I think they would torch Denver.
Yeah.
I really think they do. I think Denver can beat other people, but I really think the way Portland's coming at them, I don't think their guards can keep up with their guards.
Hmm.
And yeah, I
You know
mean,
what?
they
And I'm
totally
all
should.
for it.
Cantor will give it to the Joker, man. I
Yeah.
mean, Jokic, I'd like to see that matchup.
Yeah. And the matchup I'd like to see a conference finals with the two best deep shooters in the game right now. The Warriors Blazers, Curry versus Lillard, I think would be a hell of a series. And then you got McCollum versus Klay Thompson.
It's,
You got guys like Aminu
yeah,
and Harkless that you can put on Durant. Enes
yeah,
Kanter in the paint to bang with Boogie Cousins or Draymond Green. I mean, that could be a pretty interesting series.
dude, yeah, Boogie's out
Yeah.
too. I
I
mean,
don't know if he's going to come back for
I,
conference or for the NBA finals, but
are they
I
saying he
think he
can?
can. I think they're hoping for the NBA finals, last I heard.
That's good. That's good. I thought for a minute he ruptured his quad.
I'm not
So,
sure, but
yeah, wow, that's good
yeah.
news.
So let's go to um, South.
Are we talking about Michelle Wee? Yeah, no. Sorry, it's a sidebar conversation from before.
All right, so your
Okay, go on.
Pistons, the 8 seed, get swept by the Bucks 4-0, which you pretty much called in our other episode. No Blake Griffin for the first two games. Um, Something you're not going to enjoy. Detroit has now lost an NBA record, 14 straight playoff games. How,
Yeah.
how are you feeling about that series and the Pistons going
Uh,
forward?
Man, let's talk about Michelle Wee for a second now. I'm all sad. Um, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Griffin had surgery
Uh-huh.
today. And it's all up to now. I mean, that's the thing. I knew going into it, Blake was injured. We're not going to stand a chance. I mean, there was a couple games we gave a little fight. I mean, we got to the playoffs. We at least wanted to
Yeah.
do that. Wasn't going to complain if we got there. But man, that was a sad showing. Unless the Bucks are really that fucking locked in right now and
Yeah.
destroying, holy shit, we looked like garbage most nights. Like you really knew we were going to lose every time. It wasn't. Those were two
Oh,
totally different teams.
absolutely.
Like I mean, the Bucks were just playing so well. We were playing such hero ball here and there, not playing together, acting like we're gonna lose. Um, Really, I mean, that's the thing. I know it's a 1 versus 8, but gosh, that first game was one of the most painful
Yeah.
games. I think I've ever watched. I mean, you should. It's game one. Don't get fucking blown out by 40
How
points.
do the Pistons rebound? What do they do this offseason to get better and to start winning some playoff games?
Really, what they got to do is you got to get Blake Griffin
Hmm.
healthy. I mean, I like him. If he's willing to stay, he had his best season. Drummond's playing
Is
well.
upgrading
Uh,
point guard something you need to do?
yes, that's what I was about to get to. Honestly, Reggie Jackson's not
Yeah.
working out. He's not working out. We've got to get rid of him. Luke Kennard is coming into his own as a knockdown shooter. Wayne Ellington, a couple of these other guys, Thon Maker, they're young. They could do it. Glenn Robinson the third, hey, could be good guys. But we have to get rid of Reggie Jackson. Even Ish Smith is playing
Yeah.
much better. And there are stats, his plus minus is much better than Reggie Jackson's. Reggie Jackson will have one good game in 5.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he's almost making 20 million. He should be doing a little better than 15, 2, and
Yeah, and
4.
you notice right away, like when a star player that's used to winning, like Blake Griffin, comes in, and you saw that earlier in the year when they got the win, but post game Blake Griffin was like, you know what? We gotta play better. We gotta stop turning the ball over late. We gotta, it's the small things. We're lucky to get this win. And Reggie Jackson was like having a good time, like clowning in the video,
Yep,
and you could tell that
yep.
it bothered Blake that he's not used to the losing culture, and it's a good thing. That's what happens when you bring in a guy like Blake, is he can notice those things and bring it up and try to correct it. And so if I'm you guys, I do think that getting Reggie Jackson out will be a good thing and get a point guard that Blake Griffin will respect.
100%, man. Like you nailed it. I mean, Reggie Jackson, he's a good player, but I think there's something about him. He's just not very good. He got lazy, and I think he's just like, I'm getting paid. I'm playing well. Here's an interesting stat for you about
Uh-huh.
Reggie Jackson. Previous game, he actually had a pretty
Yeah.
decent one. I mean, maybe it was some garbage points, whatever, but he actually had most of these points early on. He wasn't making garbage free throws or anything like that. It was 26, 3, and 7. You go, okay, that's good, but his plus and minus was negative 17 while he's on
Yeah.
the floor. What? You put up good stats and you're still bad. There's just something. I don't like the way he dishes the ball. He doesn't set up plays.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get him
Yep.
out.
Got to get a good one. I would even, you could go out and get a veteran. Ish Smith is not bad for a veteran. Maybe go get a young point guard in the draft, something like that.
Yep.
So
Something
uh,
like that. If we could get somebody, or I don't know who's. I think it's a Kawhi Leonard or a Kawhi. Oh my gosh.
who is it?
Oh my gosh. Brain fart. Out of Charlotte.
Kemba.
Kemba. Oh my gosh. I'm doing an NBA podcast and I forget who Kemba Walker's name.
A guy that
That's good, Alex.
you guys aren't gonna be able to get him, but a guy that would be perfect would be like Ja Morant or one of these rookie guards to come in there to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. It's got to be a point guard thing. I would keep Blake and what's his name? Andre Drummond.
Under Drummond. Yep. Keep those guys happy and you could have some good. I think Drummond is a winner, though. I've seen his game improve a lot over the last
Yeah,
few
he
years.
definitely hits the boards hard. He's a good rim protector. He's an old school center.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
and
Yep.
we've seen
Yep.
Blake
Keep him around.
and an old school rim protector center have pretty good to be a contender, and all you need is a good point guard. So
Exactly. Get somebody else. Have your shooters there. It'll work
now
out.
this sets up the Bucks and Celtics, the 1-4 in the second round. Are you excited for this? And do you think coming off a Boston sweep over the Pacers, are you buying the Celtics at all here, or do you think Milwaukee runs away with the series?
I think Milwaukee still runs away with it. Honestly, that's the thing. Pacers played so well, and it just wasn't making sense on paper. And maybe this was it. But I mean, Boston did have a pretty decisive. I mean, it wasn't huge blowouts, but everybody played well. They played their ball. But first of all, it's going to be way too much green on the floor.
That's true.
Who's going to be who's wearing what green? It's going to be confusing. Um, but yeah, Bucks.
I'm looking forward to some more
Bucks and
Terry
5.
Rozier versus Eric Bledsoe beef that we
Yeah,
saw last year.
yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
good. Yeah, that'll be good, man. I mean, I think it could get real
yeah,
chippy in there, and this will be a good
yeah,
series. Get to the meat of the
yeah.
playoffs, dude.
Second round's gonna be
I'd be
so much
excited.
better than the first round. Um, we're looking at potentially Houston, Golden State, Milwaukee, Boston, and Toronto, Philly. So I really can't wait for the second round to get started. And we'll be,
I can't either,
huh?
Alex.
Oh,
What?
you're good.
Sorry, nothing.
So we'll be doing a second round preview this weekend. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
And we should have some
Mm-hmm.
more great playoff action coming up.
Exactly. We'll be on there, and maybe we'll do another Michelle Wee segment. I mean, Alex, what do you think we get her on?
Let's get a special guest, Michelle Wee. You gotta set that one up
Boom.
though,
I
since
like
she's
it.
been on your mind all day.
I guess so. I was just talking about the golf tournament again, and it just naturally came up. Anyways, Michelle Wee, if you're out there, I'm
You and
here.
Tiger Woods on next.
Yes, on next.
All right.
He's letting me wear the
Well,
coat.
that'll do
Okay,
it
all right,
for
sounds
this
good.
week's podcast. We'll be back for another one to start the second round. Thanks, Aaron, and thanks to all you guys
Good,
for
thanks.
tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. And have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.